promised.
You see?
Now stop holding out on me.
Kevin, would I do that?
Don't do the charm number either.
You're just nervous about meeting an available male.
I am nervous, but that's not what's wrong.
You were the same way with that guy on that blind date that wanted to mass-produce gerbils as an alternative food source?
David is not a blind date. The two of you are sitting on something. I would like some details.
Esther gave you the details.
Esther told me boating accident.
We were on their boat. Clear skies, no small craft warnings. David was at the wheel, or whatever you call those things. Gillian was halfway up the mast. She loved to do things like that. Drove me half crazy. We hit something, submerged debris. Jill fell and hit her head on the deck. An accident, Kevin.
Why are you making this so difficult? There is something else.
It was 2 years ago, and it was also Jill's birthday, which is also tomorrow.
Oh, Paul.
We didn't work it all out until just a few days ago, and we thought you would have backed out.
I would have.
And we thought it would have been a waste of a perfectly decent weekend.
Paul.
Just relax.
I hate it when you tell me to relax. Did it ever occur to you that I don't need the competition? That maybe I don't need to be compared to that overgrown golden retriever he was married to?
Oh.
You may think I enjoy unloading the car by myself. You would be wrong. Not you.
Why don't you just concentrate on all that water? They say it has a soothing effect, but it's never done a thing for me.
Paul?
Concentrate. I'm prepared to put that in writing.
Rachel. Hello.
Oh, no, I'm not Rachel. I'm a friend of Rachel's.
Oh, my name is Kevin.
No?
I'm with Paul and Esther. Do you
Sure,
know?
got it. I'm Cindy. No one's here.
We noticed.
Rachel's at the supermarket. She's into that stuff.
And David?
Still running. North side by now. We usually pace each other. You know David?
Yes. I took Aliva's courses in college. Years and years ago.
Oh, so you're the one.
He's talked about me?
No. He doesn't teach anymore.
Well, maybe he'll get back to it.
He didn't think you'd be here this early.
We'll surprise him then.
I don't think he's all that fond of surprises.
Hi, Muscles.
Hi, Mr. Cerebellum.
Oh, cerebellum. Score one for the tyke. Have you two met?
Check. I'll go tell David you're here.
No need.
No problem. Oh, don't worry, I won't spoil your surprise.
The kid next door?
You got it.
She didn't seem overjoyed to meet me, or is that just the charming aloofness of the natives?
She's all right. A little hormonal at times, but all right.
This is the wrong time to be doing this.
You're not doing anything except getting away for a few days.
I go back tonight.
Would you just stop? Now look, you're our guest. Now start acting the part.
Did I tell you or did I tell you?
You told me.
You bottle it, take it back, and sell it. It's that good. Come on, let's do it. In good stuff. Ouch, shit. In good. Ouch, shit.
I'm going to explore a bit.
In good.
Come back.
Ouch, shit.
Would you stop?
Would you take that burr out of your behind?
Esther, you have the potential here for real disaster.
You want to not use that mystic tone of voice?
Esther, the potential for total disaster.
Just what are we doing? Kevin wants to meet men. She asks you. We arrange. End of story.
Not quite, Esther. Not quite the end of the story. We didn't just happen to forget that tomorrow is Jill's birthday. We didn't just casually overlook the most traumatic event in all our lives.
Are you through? Kevin can take care of herself. She's a big
I'm
girl.
talking about David.
You are always mouthing off that you are his oldest friend. You could do something, instead of criticizing.
I'll handle it my own way.
Look, Kevin's here, so let's just make the best of it, shall we, Mr. Negativity?
You're bulldozing, Esther.
Such a charming, subtly hostile, faintly masculine choice of phrase, bulldozing.
You are bulldozing, and I'm letting you get away with it.
Hi.
Hey.
How's your dog?
Oh, good. How's your dog?
Hey, what's all this?
We call it food, Sunny.
Well, we can get the food. We have the car.
I have the bike.
She's self-reliant. What'd I tell ya?
I like to do the errands. You two shouldn't have to worry about anything while you're here.
You hear that? It's her way or the highway, right?
Right.
It's in the blood. Well, let me look at you.
Okay.
Did you miss us?
Yeah. Did you miss me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how you doing? Let me have it.
I don't know.
He keeps running all the time.
All that help.
Shut up.
And I tried to get him to take his potassium, but he makes me feel like a nurse or something.
You know, I ask how you are, not how's Daddy.
Yeah, right. There's this boy.
Aha, I knew it. Back a week and already a boyfriend.
I don't have a boyfriend, Uncle Paul. I'm eyeballing a boyfriend.
He likes? He talks.
He talks.
Well, that's something. Are you involved? Nothing is a problem. You need help?
No, it's not that. I don't even know his name.
Doesn't mean a thing.
Your mouth. You talk to me. I need it. Morning, noon, or night. Sex, biology, babies, no babies. The works, you hear me?
I'm okay in biology. It's all the other stuff.
What other stuff?
I just want things to be normal, quiet. And Daddy.
Look, kiddo. David, I love him. I do. But when he starts his Lost in the Stars routine, no one can put up with him. You leave him to me.
Esther.
Shh.
He thinks you took Mommy's hat.
What?
Or he thinks I did. He's out here every night, sometimes all night.
David!
Hello, David. Hi, Cindy.
Well, the same old cast of characters.
How are you, David?
We're not playing the dating game today? Don't tell me there's been a sudden outbreak of good taste.
Well, there is someone we'd like you to meet.
Ah, then it is to be Christians and Lions. Well, let's get this over with. Where is she? In the trunk, I hope, gasping for air.
David.
See, it's been like this all week.
Oh, he has he? Getting little updates from the front?
Let's just slow down and take this back to step one. How are you, David?
I am fine. Esther, how are you? And I am well tuned emotionally despite obvious stories to the contrary.
Daddy, I do not tell stories.
Sounds like somebody's been telling stories.
Daddy, you look at me if you're talking to me. I do not tell stories. We're a family. You don't tell stories when you're talking to family. Mommy said that all the time.
Look, Rachel, I know you
No,
mean well.
Daddy. This is for you. Because we're all worried about you. I'm sorry, but I think it's time you start talking with real women
Look,
again.
let's just stop it right there.
Daddy,
young
can't
lady.
you see what's happening?
What's happening is you're going to your room, where you're going to think very carefully about what you just said. And you're going to think about privacy and what that means. Do you understand? Esther, I can handle this without any more of your assistance. And my oh my, I wonder where Rachel picked up her new confrontational style.
She's just saying what she thinks. If you would slow down enough to hear her, you would know that.
Mind your business.
This is my business.
Esther. She's not ours.
I am aware of that.
Heavy surf, young one?
A minor squall, old one.
Not so old.
Not so young.
They're all mad here, save me and thee, and I begin to have my doubts on thee. Looking forward to school, Cindy?
Why don't you go beat up small children?
You mean I'm not?
You should have kids of your own to pick on. How come you don't?
Don't what, you nosy little bug?
You heard me.
Well, Cindy, that is a very personal and intimate choice between two people.
Forget it.
No, I'll answer your question because despite the difference in age between us, despite what some people might consider a difference in intelligence, we trust each other, Cindy. That's all I'm trying to say. Cindy, the reason Esther and I don't have children, God, this is painful.
Then forget it.
The reason is because we were afraid they might turn out like you.
Yeah. You would be so nasty if you exercised.
Whenever I get the urge to exercise, I just lie back until it goes away.
It wouldn't hurt. You wouldn't be so...
Toad-like, shall we say? Now you be nice or I won't tell you any more of my jokes.
Such an awesome threat. Who's your friend?
Aha! The wheels, they are a-turning. Better ask all the pertinent questions before she comes back.
I asked a question.
She's turning around!
Haven't you heard civilized people respond to questions?
Do I detect a veiled threat in that over-glanded, muscle-bound young body?
I could bust your transmission, if that's what you're saying.
Kevin is my co-worker. Together we give money to the socially and artistically worthy.
You do that?
Well, she does. I just give money to people that bribe me, preferably with sexual favors.
You're very gross.
You're very cruel.
Here she comes.
Jealousy is a terrible thing in one so young.
You want to sleep with the fishes? Hello again. Hello.
Well, I must give Esther credit. This is a big league surprise.
You remember...
Kevin, yes, indeed.
Hello, David.
Never forget distinctive appellations, one of my rules. Appellation meaning?
I know.
Have you met?
Cindy 3 times.
I'll get our things in.
Same time tomorrow?
Well, it is pretty warm.
We could get up early.
Another one.
If you're on the track by 10 of 7.
You can lap the campus 3 times before the first bell.
You two used to run together?
Yes, we did.
Every other day for 2 years.
Yoo-hoo.
So,
Look, David, I'd like to explain something.
I wish you
Esther
would.
and Paul mean well, but I just learned that this is your wife's birthday.
Please.
And I just learned how she died. I don't know why they couldn't have told me all this days ago, because I certainly wouldn't be here now. I thought I'd surprise you. I thought it'd be funnier. I'm not sure what I thought.
Is that the explanation?
Yes? And I'm perfectly willing to take the next boat out of here.
Well, that seems a little drastic since you're here. Look, let me give you the tour, and then you can decide if you want to stay. How's that?
All right.
Well, we'll start with Main Street and then come back by the beach. But first you need to know where the waves come from. They begin in fetches.
Fetches?
Fetches and roosts.
So long you've been.
What?
Since we saw you. Months, right? Too long. You should come visit more often. We'll go Chinese every night.
We just got a Chinese.
The Yankee Clipper Cantonese Inn and Gift Shop is not Chinese. I'm talking real ethnic, political refugees. I'm talking selection.
We have a very nice selection.
You gotta have the city, cradle of civilization. Rub up against the other animals.
I am fine right here.
What about all the bustle, the give and take of the human comedy?
No.
Awfully quiet.
Just the way I like it.
Right. Oh, I saved this for you.
From the free file?
From last week's newspaper, in its glorious entirety. Headline, done in by killer hogs, question mark. Chicago UPI. The body of a night watchman was found yesterday in a hog pen at a South Side meatpacking firm, apparently eaten by the hogs. Name suppressed to avoid lawsuits, 32 was pronounced dead at Mercy Hospital. Homicide investigators said the victim's face and abdomen were severely chewed. They said that about 100 hogs were in the pen and that the victim's clothes were hanging neatly on a nearby fence. An autopsy was scheduled.
Let's hope so.
Can't you keep them to yourself just once?
There's so much better to share.
Uh-huh.
So, what's the forecast?
Well, it is a close call, but I think we will have weather today.
That is reassuring. Hey, I ran into Bellman the other day. He said that Ranowski has asked for an emergency leave. I told him we were still available. He might call. They rearranged Renowski's schedule to accommodate you.
Not interested, thank you. What happened to Renowski anyway?
Bellman just said personal problems.
Bellman is always discreet. Renowski got caught with his hand up one too many pairs of panties. That's my educated opinion.
It sounds like they'd really like to have you back. You could stay with us overnight.
I said no.
Well, look, it might be good for
Look,
you.
what is this all about? No. Mind your business.
Just a thought.
It's a nice beach.
You've got a nice house.
Thanks.
What's all that?
Your basic thermometer, barometer, wind gauge helps me keep track of the elements. A bit of a hobby.
How long have you been here, David?
10 years of summers, 2 year-round. We used to rent, but there was a settlement after the accident, so I bought the place.
And Rachel, is she happy here?
With the island? I think so.
Cindy?
The indispensable companion and best friend. A bit like the maid in a French farce. So that's the tale of our castaways. They're here for a long, long time.
And David?
Oh, he's a slippery one, I'm told.
David? Or maybe I was just a face in the crowd.
You're always a bit more than that.
Thanks. David, it's probably not my business, but I can't imagine you not teaching.
Old Herman Melville and I, we've speared our last whale. That's history now.
You made Melville. You made all of them dance in the air, and that's a rare gift.
Like I said, that's history.
I know you'll get back to it.
Look, what is this all about? This really is not your problem, is it?
No, it isn't.
Hi.
Hi.
Maybe after lunch you'd like to see the fleet get blessed?
Well, I'm not
They
sure.
have a band and if they're crossing to the harbor, it's fun. Are you hungry now or anything? There's a lot around. I know a great ice cream place. We could go right now.
Sounds fine.
And we can make plans for tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
The heavenly hash is on me. You want?
No.
Esther?
Quadruple.
Whose idea is Kevin? Yours?
Hers and mine.
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say.
You're both adults. At least she is.
Look, I didn't mean to snap at Rachel this morning. Things just come out when I run.
You encouraged Rachel to spend the summer with us. What's the scenario today? Rachel betrayed poor old David and I'm cast as the witch abductor? If you didn't want Rachel to go, you should have said so 2 months ago. And if you don't want us here, tell me now.
You know I'm glad to see you.
That's it? Thank you, Mr. Warmth. So what's the daily schedule now? 2 hours of running and 10 hours of television?
You can do better than that.
I don't have to do better than that. You need to work. Your inactivity is irresponsible and destructive.
Don't play the shrink with me, Esther. I'm not in the mood.
I'm not going to apologize for my training or my profession. You could benefit from therapy.
Thank you, Ann Landers, for reprinting your columns.
Just short term, talking to someone instead of internalizing.
God, you sound like the back of a matchbook.
You've got Rachel scared. Do you know that?
Let's not exaggerate a family spat, Esther. This morning was just parents and kids. It happens all the time.
Rachel is worried that you're withdrawing from her and that scares her. That's what she and I talked about all summer. Have you blacked out again?
No, I'm running less. Scout's honor, and I'm eating green vegetables.
Do you have pills?
Ingesting potassium has become a religious experience.
I mean sleeping pills.
Play fair, Esther.
Do you?
That was a mistake.
Taking half a bottle of sleeping pills on Jill's birthday was not a mistake. So don't make me ask again.
No. No pills. Does he know about last year?
Does who know?
Paul.
I told you I told no one, or did you think I was just playing the shrink?
Husbands and wives talk to each other. I seem to remember that.
You really don't have much of an opinion of me, do you? I told Paul and I told Rachel no more and no less than what you and I decided. They came home from the movies and found you in the hospital with food poisoning. End of story.
Thank you. Esther, I just want her back. Nothing else.
Jill is not coming back, and you don't honor her memory by giving up on your own life. You're turning her into an icon, into something that has nothing to do with my sister.
You truly have a vulgar little mind.
Maybe. Maybe I do have a vulgar little mind, and maybe I laugh too loud, just like my sister.
Esther.
And you get no apologies from me.
I didn't mean...
Oh, yes, you meant. I can defend myself, but how dare you come down on Rachel? How dare you? You just take some of that mountain of pity that you've built for yourself and point it at your daughter. When she was 14 years old, she watched her mother die. She watched her mother bleed to death. You just focus on that.
All right. All right.
David, it took me a long time to like you, even longer to care. But I do care now, and if you throw your life down the toilet, I will cry for you and I will have a lot of bad nights. You may not believe that, but it's the truth. But if you think I'm going to let you take Rachel down with you, then you don't know who I am. Then you have never made the slightest effort to know who I am.
I don't mean to exclude Rachel. It's just... I don't know if I can change.
Oh, but you can. Your life is happening now.
No, Esther. Jill was my life. She was my anchor. Without her, I am lost. And the only way that I have found something, some glue to hold the pieces together, is to sit on this beach and think of her and remember what we had. And so I sit here and I remember, and that is how I have survived this past year, and how I will survive this weekend, and how I will continue to survive.
If that is the case, then maybe Rachel should come back with us. Are you listening to me, David? I'm not just talking about another summer vacation.
I know. I'm trying to think.
What is there to think about? Leaving will be catastrophic for Rachel. She has friends here, school, David. Jill is not here anymore. Rachel is. She is alive and hurting. Rachel needs you. You be her parent. Be her father.
Don't you do that, Esther. Don't you do that one. I will take the mental hygiene lecture, but don't you talk to me about being a parent and about sacrificing for my kid because you don't know the first thing about it.
I just want you to remember who you are.
I know damn well who I am. And I won't be told what it means to be a parent by someone who isn't one. Don't talk to me about my child and what she needs. At least I have one. And I can give you lessons on what it means to be a mother.
I suggest we stop right here before things are said which cannot be repaired. Would you agree that we must do what's best for Rachel?
Yes, I agree.
Good. We'll go to the cemetery tomorrow. Put down some flowers. Irises would be nice. Then we'll discuss this as a family.
What's life? What's it cost? No. Who took the cookie from the cookie jar? I said, who took the cookie from the cookie jar? Damn it! Who took the cookie from the cookie jar?
You.
Not me.
Yes, you.
Not you?
Mm-mm.
Then who?
Why, you.
Me?
Yes, you. You took the cookie from the cookie jar.
What's life?
A magazine.
What's it cost?
10 cents.
That's cheap.
That's life.
What's life? Don't answer that.
How's your dog?
Ready for a romp.
The correct response to how's your dog is good. How's your dog?
I was always a bit slow.
That part, I liked. The waves are singing tonight.
What do they say?
It's a secret.
You can tell me.
They're singing Life Goes On.
That's it?
Life goes on and on.
Profound, those waves.
Mr. Cynic. Mr. Simple Truths are never enough for you. Mr. Literature, Mr. Symbolism.
Enough.
Mr. Book of the Month, Mr. PBS, Mr. SAT.
Enough. Let the games begin.
No games tonight.
How about Great Apes and Baboons? Always one of your favorites.
No.
Come on, our little primate friends.
Read my lips.
How about an orangutan?
Maybe an orangutan.
Give us a young one seeking acceptance into tribe.
Oh, I prefer the young ones.
Don't we all?
Oh, you dirty, filthy goat.
I am not a goat. I am just a poor fisher boy lost on the shore.
Oh, God, not this one again.
If only you could help me, ma'am. I'd be ever so grateful.
How grateful.
Oh, I'd do anything you might ask.
Anything? My wild stallion.
Stop it.
You want Sister Teresa of the Little Flowers? Or a real woman with real passions?
I think Sister Teresa might be quite relaxing.
You get the whole package, my Avenger. My little tugboat of love.
Tugboat of love?
Excuse me, Mr. Boundless Wit. You need discipline, boy.
Oh?
We've been very moody lately, haven't we?
What do we mean?
We mean snap at your own daughter like that. Snap at our daughter.
That was pretty bad. Maybe we should have had another child for balance. We both had a lot going on back then. We both had careers. We couldn't.
What do you mean we, white man?
We couldn't, or we didn't want.
One of us wanted another child,
Yes.
and one of us did not. Northern sky, late summer, 47th latitude. What constellation? Can you take it? State University.
Cygnus, the swan.
Correct! Give that man peace of mind.
Yeah.
That's your job, isn't it? She's a nice little house.
Where we shall retire.
That would have been nice.
The insurance covered everything. Purchase price, points, buyback, even money in the bank. You were most thorough.
I could buy a quilt with all your guilt.
Said Barnacle Bill the sailor.
You need to toughen up, boy. All this misshapen, misapplied anguish.
C'est moi, I'm forced to admit.
Mr. Victim. Mr. Suffer Too Much. You need an infusion of the life force.
Oh no, not the life force.
Kevin. She's very, how shall I say,
Very 10 years younger?
That about covers it. Gonna give you some pearls of wisdom, Bucky.
Ah, pearls.
Sex. You remember sex?
How did it go again? Connect part A to part B.
Sex is a normal, may I repeat, normal function of the adult primate, any primate. She seems quite nice.
So you think
I
should...
just said what I think. And watch your step with young Cynthia.
What?
The sap she's a running in those veins.
So?
So, and ease up on Rachel.
Message received.
Since when did you need me to tell
I
you?
said, message received. What's life?
I asks myself, but I get no answers. Gonna let you in on a secret, Bucky. Just you and me.
I like secrets.
You may not like this one.
Tell me anyway.
The secret is, Bucky, I'm dead. Very, very, very dead. Gotta go, Mr. Man.
Wait! Don't go! What's life? What's it cost?
10 cents.
That's cheap.
That's life.
What's life? Don't answer that question.
What are you doing out here, Daddy?
Just catching up on the stars, kiddo. Virgo's rising.
We have company.
I know.
Who are you talking to?
Come on, kiddo. Let's not have any eavesdropping. You know, sometimes I get a little bit preoccupied.
You talk to Mommy, don't you? You come out here every night and talk to Mommy, and I'm not supposed to say anything, am I? It's like we've had this secret for a whole year. Daddy, some nights you're out here for hours. What am I supposed to think? That's why I had to go away this summer. I didn't want to have this secret. I don't want to keep hearing you and pretend that I don't.
I was pretty bad to you today, kiddo. I'm sorry.
Did you hear me, Daddy?
Yes, I heard you, Rachel. Would you like to spend some more time with Esther and Paul?
Do you want me to go back with them?
I want you to be happy.
Daddy, please don't blame yourself for what happened on the boat.
I am trying, kiddo.
Daddy, I'd change things if I could, but I don't know how. If I can make it me who fell instead of Mommy, I'd
now,
do
don't
that.
you think that. Don't you do that. Ever. Ever. You promise me that right now.
I promise.
You are my best girl. Always and forever. I only want you to have what's best for you.
That might mean me going back with Paul and Esther.
I don't know. Maybe.
You go walk. I know you have regular habits.
Don't get cold.
I won't. Happy birthday, Mommy.